Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more details videos. Coco Gauff suffered embarrassment at US Open with Jessica Pegula laughing. Jessica Pegula couldn't help but laugh during the 2023 US Open when doubles partner Coco Gauff celebrated their first-round victory a tad too early. The 2023 US Open was a landmark event for Gauff as she triumphed over Aryna Sabalenka 2-6. 6-3, 6-2 to become a Grand Slam champion for the first time. While she bowed out of this year's competition in the round of 16 to a formidable Naomi Osaka, she has had her share of awkward moments in New York. Pegula, who reached the U.S. Open final in 2024, partnered with her fellow American in the women's doubles 2 years ago and found Gauff's premature celebration rather amusing. At the age of 19, Gauff teamed up with Pegula to take on Elizabeth Mondulik and Quinn Gleason in the first round of the 2023 U.S. Open women's doubles. The pair breezed through the first set, winning it 6-2. The second set was equally dominant, with the American duo surging into a 5-1 lead. However, when Gauff secured the fifth point with a powerful forehand return, the teenager began celebrating and rushed over to embrace Pegula, reports The Express. But the match wasn't over yet. They still needed one more point to win, and Gauff looked incredibly embarrassed when she realized she had attempted to celebrate with her partner early. The American was seen doubled over in laughter, her hand covering her mouth, while her doubles partner, Pegula, couldn't resist joining in the chuckles. Despite the humorous mix-up, both Gauff and Pegula sailed through to the second round with a 6-2, 6-1 victory. When quizzed about the amusing incident, Gauff confessed to the courtside reporter, "Oh, I thought the match was over. I hit a great return, and I went for a hug, and Jess was like going away from me. I was like, damn. Like, what did I do? I realized that the match wasn't over. There was no game, set, match, so that was me, my mess up. We were playing so good, so I thought it was over." Both Gauff and Pegula made it to the quarterfinals of the women's doubles that year, where they were narrowly defeated by Wang Xinyu and Sisu Wei. While Pegula, who was the number 3 seed, bowed out of the women's singles competition in the fourth round, Gauff went on to clinch the championship title, shedding light on her family's emotional reaction to her win. "When I hugged my dad, I didn't see him, because he went immediately for the embrace, but I heard him crying. I have never seen that man cry in my life," revealed the American champion. "My mom, I knew she was going to cry regardless if I won or lost. Honestly, I was thinking nothing. The whole time I was saying to myself, oh my goodness, how is this real?" Following her defeat to Osaka on Monday, Gauff admitted she broke down to her team, but was buoyed by their take on her on-court improvements. "After the match, I was really disappointed. Kind of broke down to my team," she explained. "Then hearing their perspectives and everything, it definitely is a lot of positive things. I think if I kept the way I was going in Cincinnati to here, I would have been out in the first round. So I think where my serve started from the start of the tournament to today was a big improvement. I feel like now I just have to get everything to work together. But, yeah, I knew going in it was going to be a tough tournament for me. Did I feel like I had a lot of confidence after my last match? Yeah, definitely. I think that was a big confidence booster. So today feels more disappointing, I think, than maybe it would have felt losing in the first or second round." The summer heat clung to the hard courts of Flushing Meadows like a stubborn shadow. The stands were packed, buzzing with the eager tension of a Grand Slam quarterfinal. On one side of the net, Coco Gauff, America's newest tennis prodigy, blazing through the tournament with the kind of confidence that only youth and raw talent can deliver. On the other, Jessica Pegula, seasoned, composed, and with the quiet intensity of someone who had heard, "Next big thing," too many times to be impressed. But this match wasn't about rankings, statistics, or form. It was personal. It started with a joke, a small one, and Coco hadn't taken it well. 2 days earlier, "Did you see Coco's TikTok?" Jessica asked, biting into a banana in the players' lounge. Her coach raised an eyebrow. "The one where she tries to imitate Serena's serve? With a frying pan." Jessica giggled. "Yes. I mean, look, she's funny, but come on. Someone needs to confiscate her phone." A couple of other players nearby laughed. Coco, who had just walked into the room and caught the end of the sentence, froze. She blinked once, forcing a smile. Jessica didn't see her. Or maybe she did. Coco couldn't tell. Later that night, Coco tweeted something cryptic. No names, but everyone in the locker room knew who it was about. Match day. Arthur Ashe Stadium. Quarterfinals. Coco adjusted her visor, trying to drown out the roar of the crowd. She wasn't nervous. Not really. But something about Jessica's smirk at the net during the coin toss irritated her. She didn't say anything. Just returned the nod. Let her laugh, she thought. We'll see who's laughing in an hour. The first set was brutal. Rally stretched long. Forehands crackled, and the crowd couldn't pick a side. But at 5-5, Coco's serve faltered. 2 double faults in a row. Then a third. Jessica didn't say a word, just raised her eyebrows in mock sympathy as she walked back to her chair. By the second set, Coco had started rushing her serve, trying to force winners that weren't there. Frustration spilled out in a low growl. Then it happened. The serve. At 2-3, 30-30, Coco tossed the ball up for a second serve and completely missed it. Frame. The ball clipped the edge of her racket and flew sideways into the bottom of the net. The stadium gasped. A few laughs scattered through the crowd like marbles on tile. But the loudest came from across the net. Jessica Pegula actually laughed. Not a big one. Just a chuckle. But Coco heard it. Everyone did. Coco's ears burned. She turned to the chair umpire. Did you hear that? The umpire raised his palms. Play on. Coco turned back to the baseline, fuming. She couldn't believe it. That was unprofessional. That was petty. That was... She double faulted again. The set slipped. Then the match. 6-4, 6-3. Handshake at the net. Coco's eyes were cold, jaw clenched. Jessica leaned in with a smile. Next time, bring the frying pan. Might work better. Coco didn't respond. She walked off the court with her head high, but hands clenched. Cameras flashed. Headlines would write themselves. The fallout. Within hours, the video went viral. Not the match, not the stats, just a clip of the serve and Jessica's laugh. Twitter ignited. Hashtag CocoChoke trended for a brief, cruel moment. Jessica's laugh was slowed down, remixed, turned into memes. TikTok flooded with imitations. But something else happened too. People started questioning. Was Jessica Pegula out of line? Podcasts debated it. Pundits weighed in. The tennis world divided into 2 camps. Team Jessica. She laughed. So what? Sports aren't church. Team Coco. That was disrespectful. She's 21. Let her grow without mockery. Coco stayed silent. For a while. The next day, Jessica strolled into the practice courts with earbuds in and a smoothie in hand. She was met with a few curious looks from other players. A couple nods. A few glances. Then she saw it. Coco, already on court, headphones on, crushing serves. Not missing a single one. Boom. 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 She wasn't smiling. That night, press conference. Coco finally spoke. She leaned into the mic, voice steady. Look, I had a bad match. That happens. I'll learn from it. But I play this game with respect, for myself, my opponents, and the people watching. That's how I was raised. If someone wants to laugh at me, that's their choice. But it says more about them than me. There was a pause. The room was silent. Then she added, I'll be back. And next time I won't miss. Weeks later, the rematch. It came faster than expected. A warm-up tournament before the WTA finals. A random draw. Gauff versus Pegula. Again. The crowd knew the story. This time they picked sides. Signs in the stands. Let Coco cook. Jessica the jester. The match was electric. Tied sets. Tiebreak in the third. Coco was different this time, calmer, sharper. Not chasing the game, just owning it. At 6-6 in the breaker, she stepped up to the line. Match point. She tossed the ball, paused, then hit an ace, so clean it could have sliced the court in 2. She didn't celebrate wildly. Just walked to the net, met Jessica's eyes, and said, no frying pan needed. Jessica blinked. Then, to her credit, she laughed. This time, Coco laughed too. Epilogue. Later, in a joint interview, they explained the whole saga. Jessica admitted the laugh was poor timing. Coco admitted she might have been too sensitive. They both agreed on one thing. Tennis needed moments like these. Because sometimes, the sport wasn't just about serves and volleys. It was about pride, mistakes, and growth. And sometimes, laughter could sting, but it could also heal.